So let's learn and understand about the agentic AI. So agentic AI is almost like generative AI, but it has its own intelligence. For example, the traditional AI system, right? It relies on the human guidance and the prompts and all the stuff. Whereas agentic AI, it can do everything by itself autonomously, and it also can make decisions and also taking actions by itself. So basically, what is agentic AI? It is, for example, the machines are capable of making decisions and taking action in complex environment without the keyword is without the common human input. The key features of agentic AI include like the autonomy, adaptability, action decisions, and everything. So it can adapt by itself. So, for example, it can not only think but it can also act and learn like a human agent. The architecture is something like this. The agent, the keyword is shared memory. So it has shared memory between different agents, and it can also deliver with the digital and the physical environments. Right? The components are agents and environments. Agents and the environments. The key element is, again, as I said, the shared memory. It's basically a central repository. So if you think about, we already have the generative AI like the ChatGPT, the DALI, Midjourney, and all those stuff, and there's an agentic AI. So what is the difference between these two? Generative generative AI is basically it's a system designed to create new content from, for example, the text, images, audio, video, or code. It's basically based on the patterns learned from training data. While agentic AI is something like it can do everything adaptability. For example, the goal directed behavior. For example, let's say if you want to go to a trip, in the genetic AI, what you say is, I'm going to so and so Japan or China or whatever, prepare a itinerary. Whereas agentic AI, it can have its own agent. It can proactively monitor the prices, it can suggest the booking times, and even complete purchases after your approval or something like that. And autonomous decision making. For example, let's say there's a Tesla car. It can know where you're going to take a right or where you're going to stop. It can learn based upon the experiences and everything. And for example, the assistive AI is like assist users with takers, whereas agentic AI is, it executes tasks on behalf of users, right? So for example, the real world application of agentic AI, as I said, the AI assistant is like, for example, the Siri, Alexa. As of now, they are like the normal AI, but they are turning out to be agentic AI. They are adding a lot of features and all those stuff in that. uh, so what it can do is, it can anticipate user needs, suggest actions, and even make decisions by itself. So for example, let's say the research assistant, it can gather, synthesize, and present information based upon different uploads of PDF, Word documents, and everything, whatever you have been uploading. So let's talk in terms of the real world example. Let's say the self-driving cars like the Tesla and everything. As I said, it can make its own decision based upon your previous habits or previous experiences and all those stuff. For example, the healthcare diagnosis and the Kaiser and the Athena and everything, based upon your reports, it can analyze the medical data, images, test results, and it can also recommend a treatment plan, more like a doctor. And for example, like the itinerary, as I said, it can also act like a travel agent. It searches, it checks your calendar. Now even the Claude and the Chat GPT has been integrated with Google, wherein it can check the calendar, it can even book after your approval, and it can even add into your calendar. So these are all agentic AI. How do we start with is, obviously you have to learn Python and neural networks, LLMs, llama index, vector database, and all those stuff, the persistent storage for the vector database, and all the stuff. Let's look in terms of the code. Let's say, for example, this one, the basic task performance agent. So how do you get it? Is the OpenAI is the API. You just get the open API key, and you give what all roles. Say you are an AI assistant that performs task and perform so and so task. That's it. Simple agent with tools and memory. For example, you will just get search, lambda, f results, and all those stuff. user role and all those stuff, you'll get it. Autonomous agent with reasonable and feedback loop, so you get a search and then calculate, and you also give the db, the database, and whatever model you want to use, a gpt-4 and all those stuff. The messages is like this: you give a for loop and it's going to think by itself, it's going to get everything by itself. Agent dot run, find a quantum computing the info. So everything is good in terms of agentic AI. It's still in the starting stages, but it's going to be huge in the upcoming months. Thanks.